I wish a motherfucker hit me low. Yeah, hit me low.
Ability, gonna win the fight, and I hope it's gonna be a clean fight. That's what I'm looking for, and that's all I'm concerned. Thank you.
Comes across as a bit of an animal, and I think he kind of revels in that public image.
The boxing game is filled with a lot of rules and guidelines that protect the fighters from damage that might lead to death. But there are some psychopathic boxers, like Andrew Golota and Mike Tyson, who are popular dirty fighters. They do not always go by the rules, and their ruthlessness in the ring has seen the end of many great boxers. But one good thing for sure is they can't always eat their cakes and have them too. As two of the world's dirtiest fighters met in the ring, the fans expected a no-rules game. But before the third round of the game, something unforgettable happened that no one saw coming. Not even the boxers. Golota managed to absorb the punishment and continued to respond, maintaining competitiveness in the fight. It seemed as if he was conservatively managing his energy. There's a difference between being an amazing boxer and being a boxer other boxers are terrified to be in the ring with. But what happens when you're both? Total chaos. Andrew Golota and Mike Tyson are the perfect examples of chaotic boxers. They've ultimately accepted the role of villains in the ring with open arms. Total psychopaths. But why are they referred to as psychopaths? And what happened when the two met each other in one of the most talked about fights in heavyweight history so far? Andrew Golota stepped into the professional ring for the first time on February 7, 1992, securing a victory against Roosevelt Schuler by a third-round knockout. By July 1996, Golota had amassed an impressive record of 27-0, with 24 of those wins coming by knockout. The spotlight on July 1996 isn't arbitrary. It marked the moment when Golota faced formidable competition in Riddick Bowe, showcasing his formidable prowess, albeit controversially. Golota's style was marked by its aggressiveness and sometimes questionable tactics. An illustrative incident occurred in a bout against Samson Pua, where after receiving a strong hit, Golota resorted to biting Pua's shoulder during a clinch. However, it was his bouts with Riddick Bowe that pushed the boundaries of sportsmanship. Despite outperforming the skilled American and dominating the fights, Golota's repeated low blows overshadowed his performance. In their first encounter, after delivering a fourth low blow in the 7th round, Golota was disqualified, sparking debates and controversies about his approach to boxing.
Taken out on a gurney.
5 months after their initial encounter, Golota and Bowe met again in a highly anticipated rematch. The outcome was unfortunately similar. Despite Golota knocking Bowe down in both the 2nd and 5th rounds, he again delivered an illegal blow. The repeat of such actions led to Golota's downfall in the 4th round, culminating in another disqualification. Golota was in control and seemed poised for victory, but in the 9th, he inexplicably aimed a series of 3 punches directly at his opponent's groin.
Punches. Low blows, and down goes Bowe again.
Yeah, that's it.
And Cotton is not thinking.
The first was abruptly halted, and once more, the win was snatched from Golota under disqualifying circumstances. Riddick Bowe, deeply affected by the bout's outcome, stepped away from the ring for nearly 8 years. Despite the unsportsmanlike conduct, Golota's notoriety surged, especially in Poland, where he was catapulted to megastar status. Yet his subsequent challenge proved daunting. In October 1997, Golota squared off against the then WBC champion Lennox Lewis. This time, Golota offered little resistance, succumbing to Lewis's prowess and hitting the canvas twice in the opening round.
Through here, big right by Lewis. Golota is in deep trouble. This is almost over. Golota cannot think in there. He's down.
Over the following 3 years, Andrew Golota turned his career momentum around, securing victories in 8 bouts. Despite a setback where he was defeated by Michael Grant, Golota continued to seek formidable opponents, leading him to face the legendary Mike Tyson in the ring. After his infamous rematch with Evander Holyfield, where Mike Tyson was disqualified for biting off a piece of Holyfield's ear,
What happened here?
He got bit, I think.
Evander Holyfield, look out, he's pushed right.
Tyson returned to the ring for 4 more fights, claiming 3 wins, with 1 bout declared invalid. Known for his volatile behavior, expectations were high for a tumultuous showdown when Tyson faced Andrew Golota in Auburn Hills. A month before their scheduled fight, a press conference was held to promote the event. Both fighters were expected to appear simultaneously, but Tyson arrived late. This delay allowed Golota to address the media first, and even casually made a joke before Tyson eventually spoke. Tyson entered the hall almost 3 hours after Golota and made a dramatic and unforgettable speech.
This is serious, though. You won't be laughing Friday. This is very serious. This is very, very serious.
On the 20th of October 2000, the eagerly anticipated evening of the fight came, as fans and spectators filled the charged atmosphere of the Auburn Hills arena.
Let's do it right, touch them up. May the best man win.
Tyson began the fight aggressively, actively seeking to connect with Golota using powerful left hooks. Golota withstood Tyson's onslaught and effectively countered, using his jab to maintain distance and control the tempo of the fight. Everyone knew that after the 6th round, Tyson was no longer as dangerous as he used to be before, because the old Iron Mike would not be patient enough to wait this long before finally knocking out his opponent. Although he was dominating the bout, the fans believed he wasn't crazy enough. Golota approached with caution, strategically choosing his moments to engage. In the final 30 seconds of the first round, Tyson ramped up the intensity, unleashing a flurry that culminated in a powerful overhand right, knocking down Golota. From the outside, the knockdown didn't appear severe. Golota was sent to the mat, landing on his hands first before sitting back on his haunches. He quickly got back on his feet, and as he did, the round concluded with the 3-minute bell. There was a noticeable cut under Golota's left eye, not from Tyson's overhand right, but from an accidental headbutt during their exchanges. As the round ended, Golota unexpectedly requested his cornerman to stop the fight. But he was encouraged to not give up and continue the fight. Tyson also dominated the 2nd round, looking sharper and landing several hard hits. However, Golota held his own. He was far from being outclassed and didn't appear doomed. Despite this strategic positioning, during the break, Golota reiterated his desire to stop the fight. Ignoring his trainer Al Certo, Golota rose from his stool and walked toward the center of the ring. Referee Frank Garza intervened, informing him that the minute break wasn't over and instructed him to return to his corner. In response, Golota declared, "I've had enough," and pushed back against Garza. This action triggered and enraged Al Certo to attempt to insert the mouthguard back into Golota's mouth, but the boxer defiantly gritted his teeth, refusing to continue. Meanwhile, Tyson, wearing an angry expression, made a feigning attempt to confront Golota, but a member of his team restrained him. Golota paced back and forth briefly before exiting the ring. Despite being declared the early victor, Tyson lost his temper, frustrated at being deprived the opportunity to secure a distinctive knockout, which seemed highly likely given the course of the fight. His team struggled to calm him, pointing out that he had still technically achieved his goal. However, the most dissatisfied were the spectators, who felt cheated out of the full spectacle they had paid to witness. A deafening mix of boos and whistles filled the arena, echoing the crowd's disappointment. As Golota made his way to the locker room, the crowd's frustration manifested physically as various objects were hurled at him from the stands. Tragically, the hostility culminated when someone struck him with a bottle of red soda, which spilled across his chest, mimicking the appearance of blood. Despite the tumultuous exit and apparent distress, Golota found the fortitude to give a brief interview. His speech was unintelligible and he stuttered, indicating his distressed state. The Showtime TV channel, which had organized the fight, was also displeased with the outcome. Channel executives labeled Golota a coward and announced they would cease any further collaborations with the Polish fighter. Following the incident, Golota gave an interview explaining his premature exit from the ring due to a serious injury, a claim that was initially met with skepticism and ridicule. However, a subsequent medical examination substantiated his assertions, revealing a broken cheekbone, a concussion, and significant spinal issues that forced him out of the sport for nearly 3 years. Following Golota's fight with Mike Tyson on Friday, October 20th, his coach publicly apologized upon learning about his student's injuries. Al Certo admitted to making several comments critiquing Golota's choice not to proceed to the third round, unaware of the severity of his injuries at the time. Now cognizant of the multiple injuries Andrew sustained, the coach emphasized that the boxer's health takes precedence over the continuing fight. Obviously, the health of the boxer is much more important than the continuation of the fight. I apologize, stated the coach. Golota made a comeback to the ring in August 2003, a period considered by many as a dark time in the heavyweight division, where even an average fighter had opportunities at the title. Golota challenged for the championship belt 3 times. First for the IBF, then the WBA, and finally the WBO titles, but failed to secure any of them. His last professional fight occurred at the age of 45, where he was defeated by Szymek Saleta. This marked the end of Golota's turbulent yet notable boxing career. Tyson's victory was short-lived as traces of marijuana were later found in his blood, leading to the annulment of the fight results. After this setback, Tyson went on to defeat Brian Nielsen, but then lost to Lennox Lewis in a title fight. Following this defeat, Tyson competed in 3 more official bouts, losing 2 of them before ultimately retiring from professional boxing. His career concluded with a mix of spectacular performances and controversial moments, marking him as one of the most dynamic figures in the sport's history. Despite the dramatic arcs in both Tyson and Golota's careers, their legacies in boxing are undeniable, marked by both brilliant skill and notorious controversy. Tyson's challenges with discipline and substance use undeniably cut his career short. Similarly, Golota's departure from the rules not only affected his matches, but his reputation and career trajectory. As the narrative progresses towards the conclusion of this fascinating event, take a moment to reflect. Which boxer's career do you find more intriguing? Golota or Tyson's? Let us know in the comments below. As we reflect on their journeys, it becomes clear that while their unorthodox styles brought them fame, the sport of boxing, with its strict codes and harsh penalties, does not give the continual bending of its rules. Both fighters left a lasting impression on the boxing world, remembered as much for their unique approaches in the ring as for the cautionary tales their careers exemplify. If you enjoy this video, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video.